Have you ever made an interactive card before? What is an interactive card? Let me show you. What? The little sentiment pops out and plays peekaboo by itself. This is simple to make, I promise, and we're gonna make it in today's video. Welcome, welcome, come on in. I'm Dawn, creator of DD Creates Crafts, and this is the channel. If you're looking for simple cards you can make with confidence, and I'm hoping you'll make them over and over again. If this is the kind of channel you are looking for, go ahead and hit subscribe now while it's fresh on your mind. Now, are you ready to create some crafts? Let me turn you down. All right, getting you all lined up. We've got our sample card here, so I'll put that down there. And let's get started with step one, which is to create the base. We are gonna cut this at 11 inches by 4 1/4, and then either fold it in half or you would score it at the 5 1/2 mark. Now this card is gonna open top to bottom versus side to side. So we're gonna decorate it top to bottom. So I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna put it aside for a minute while we do step two, which is to cut our designer series paper. And this we're gonna cut at 4 1/4 by 3. We're also gonna cut a solid color layer. This is part of your step two, which is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Just slightly bigger, because watch. We're gonna line it up just like that and have us a little border. Then these two layers we're gonna now adhere down, and I've got a next step for you. So let's go ahead and adhere it down. Let me show you something stinking cute. Look at my little glue holder. I made it. Remember how usually my glue goes flying? I had to share that with you. If you would like to make that, tell me in the comments section. I'll make that happen. It's really kind of fast and easy, and I can make us a template plus do a little demo. But comment below, would you like to make the glue holder? It's all made out of paper, you guys. And guess what? If it gets dirty, we'll make another one. Isn't that fun? All right, so I'm gonna line this up with the edge, and you've seen me do this before. I just thought of it myself. I'm gonna put the card that we're layer on, lined up against my trimmer, and now I'm gonna line up the edge because it's gonna perfectly align. Now I see a little bitty bit of my fleur de flamingo popping out, so I'm gonna give that a little haircut, just barely. With my brand new sharp scissors I'm so tickled with. All right, now look, that's all we shaved off. Looks good as new. So again, part of step two, we are going to adhere this down to the base. It was playing peekaboo on me. I panicked for a second. So here we go. Now we're gonna adhere this part down to our base, pretty much in the center there. So let's do it. Again, when I do glue, I start away from the edge and drag it towards the edge, because look, the blob is the first thing out of the bottle, isn't it? And then with my point of my bottle, I just push the glue around. I may squeeze it slightly to get a little bitty bit, but less is more. This is very, very, very good glue. This Tombow Multi. All right, I should line that up, but I'm gonna eyeball it, you guys. So let me kind of center it. I am eyeballing it. Now let's hold it down just a little bitty bit and let our glue dry. And you are still on step two. Step two, here's our next step. What I try to do with my steps is keep everything in one area so that you'll see when you get the PDF, if you want the PDF. All right, now get just a regular hole punch, and we're gonna punch a hole. Where? Well, in the center, eyeball it, and leave at least a 1/4 inch right there. Let me see if I can see how good I'm doing. Yep, so let me see. It's kind of in the center. It's kind of about 1/4 inch. Now this takes muscle, because we are punching through 3 layers. I'm proud I had some muscle in me. Now, ideally, if you are a measure type of girl, go ahead and measure it. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Let me see, I gotta line it up. I'm about 1/4 inch out, and punch. So that is part of your step 2 as well. We have punched holes in both sides. Now, some fun part, and here's where the interactive part begins, is with some ribbon. So I'm gonna thread the ribbon through, and let me teach you a little trick. We're gonna start on the left side, and we're gonna start from the inside of the card, which is the bottom to us. So I'm gonna start from the bottom or inside and come up. And it's gonna go across the front of the card and dive down into, now I'm doing the opposite, going from outside to inside. All right, so we're gonna leave a tail because we're gonna tie off the edges, and we're not sure how far out we're gonna need it. Probably realistically give yourself about 8 to 10 inches, and if you're nervous, give yourself 12 inches. It's not a whole lot, but I'd rather have us have too much than not enough. Now the next thing we're gonna do, and this one for sure, let's work on the left side, is tie a knot, just a knot. That's it. And not a square knot, you're just kind of making a loopy and tucking your little edge into the hole and giving it a little tug. Now let me make sure. Okay, it will not go through my hole. I had to do a double knot, not a square knot, but a double knot with my sample card because my ribbon is so much thinner. Now I will share with you, I did try by experiment ribbon that was a little sheer. It did not work for me. So I'm gonna recommend you use ribbon that's got a little more substance to it, you know? So I'm not gonna tie this opposite end just yet, if you don't mind, because I wanna make sure, and you'll see why. Well, let's knot this at the end. See how long we need it and see where the knot goes, and with our next step, see where we want the knot. So for more videos like this one, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button, and please don't worry about subscribing. No one contacts you, not even me, and your name's not made public. Very secure. So hit that subscribe button for me, just so you can find me again. You ready for step 3? We are gonna make some labels, and we are gonna make our first label. Let me bring back my little cutter, my measurements, at 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. Let me make sure that's my right size, and it is, yes. And then, let me see if that's part of step 3 to make another one. Nope, not yet. So this is your step 3 to make a label. Now you guys, if you don't have the Stitch So Sweetly dies to make that cute little waffly edge, 1, you want them, but 2, go ahead and just make a regular rectangle, all right? And 3 1/4 by 2 1/4 would be your rectangle. You want a neutral color. I chose white because it matches my designer series paper. But if your designer series paper or print paper has ivory, then use ivory. You probably could stamp on something peachy like that, but definitely light. Now, let's do our stamping. Very important, you guys. We're gonna stamp vertically, very, very, very important, all right? So let me bring over my stamper. Here I go. So vertically, and I've got the Stamparatus here, and I'm gonna put a little bitty bit, these magnets are so strong. I'm gonna put a little bitty bit of the magnets right there. I might have to tip them with the width of these flowers. So pretty, so pretty. So these flowers, I'm actually gonna, I've chosen purple. I think it's the Highland Heather. Yep, that's what it is. So now I can lift off my flowers, my stamp set, because if my flowers come out wonky or not stamped real good, I can come right back and stamp a second time, because watch, nothing moves. Look, oh, and see, little wonky, not quite stamped as crisp as I would like, hardly at all. Where if we were doing this by hand, we couldn't do it at all. I think I want a little more on that one flower. I'm gonna try to ink just that flower. And there we go. So I did that because I wanted it to match the ribbon, which it does. And then let me peel this off. And I think that'll be it for step 3. And what I am using for our stamps, both the sentiment and the flowers, is this Quiet Meadow stamp set. It's actually a bundle, stamps and dies. And I share it with you for two reasons. One, it's beautiful and look at all the elements you get. But two, it's on sale. It's 20% off this month. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, if you haven't guessed already. And if you don't already have a demonstrator, please pick me, pick me. I would love to take care of your crafty needs. Now, I am gonna, another little trick, come back. This is still part of that stamp set, and I want it to look a little lighter. So I'm gonna stamp, and I'm gonna stamp off and then stamp the corner. See, isn't that the sweetest? Yep, I'm gonna do the opposite corner. Stamp off, because I want it just to be subtle. Do you believe that? I want something subtle. All right, let me hold it up above my messy paper. Pretty, right? Okay, so now let's see. Stamp 3, step 3 we did. Let's do stamp. Why am I saying stamp? Step 4, which is to die cut a second label, you guys. So this second label, is from the same Stitch So Sweetly. However, if you don't have this die set yet, then cut a rectangle 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. And now we're gonna stamp a sentiment, only this one we're gonna do horizontally. So, sentiment, I've got it here. Let me see, we're gonna do the thinking of you and stamp it more to the right side. So a little more to the right side than centered. And I am gonna use black because there's some black in the paper, and I also want it to just to stand out and be a little bolder than the pretty flowers. All right, I'm pretty pleased, especially since I live dangerously and didn't use my Stamparatus, you know? All right, so let's get our inkies away and our stamps away. You no longer need that. So step 4 is complete. Now we get to start with step 5. Now this is going to be very important. So let me bring our base back in, and the first thing we're gonna work with is this horizontal, your smaller rectangle. So we're gonna work with this one first. Now this is very important. Listen, 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 how it is adhered. We are gonna glue it down. You could even use some tear and tape if you want. To the ribbon only, not to the paper. We're not gonna pop it up, to the ribbon only. So let's see, I know it's here. I want it to wind up here. So what I do is eyeball it where I want to adhere it down, because then when we pull is when it hides itself. So pull your ribbon tight so your knot is right up against the left side. We have not tied our knot for the right side yet. So let's get some of our sticky glue, adhesive, whatever you want to use for yourself. I am going to use, let me see how long this is. I'm getting quiet. I always do when I concentrate, which makes me laugh. I'm like, are they laughing? Are they watching? It's a little funny. It's a little funny. All right, let's see how this works. Glue would be better, in my humble opinion. But I'm gonna use this because I don't want to wait for the glue to dry, because we're doing a video and I want you to not have to watch glue dry. It's kind of like watching paint dry. All right, so I've got my adhesive. I've pulled it over. And I'm still gonna try to make it as far, let me bend this up. I don't want that to show. Sorry, I had a little pointy part to my glue, my adhesive, and I want it a little straighter. And let me come down, a little bit eyeball center, and I'm pressing it into place. So now, this is our mechanism. This is our interaction part, is how it's gonna slide back and forth, our little baby sentiment. So this is on step 5, and this is the important part. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. Adhere to the ribbon only. That's your secret to success. Are you guys having fun so far? Have you learned something new? Please hit boop the like button. Just go boop on the like button and just show me some love and that you like this video. I'd appreciate it. Now, let's go on to step 6. Another important factor. So again, listen, and we're gonna work on, I pre-stamped some, so let me see if I like that better or the darker one. I'm gonna go with the lighter one because it tends to match my baby flowers better. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to use the pre-stamped one because I actually stamped some of the little dots on this one as well. I pre-stamped some in case I goofed when I was demonstrating. Okay. Now what I want to do, we're going to put dimensionals, but we're going to put dimensionals on the outside because we do not want it in the inside, because when we pull, we want our little baby sentiment to be hidden underneath, and it has to be able to slide through the middle, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to just hold it in place, you guys, and see and make sure I don't put it in the middle. So I'm going to put some nice dimensionals out there. Some nice dimensionals down here. I think I'll do a third, just to be very cautious, very careful. I'm just peeling a little cellophane off. Fun. These are so much fun to make. All right, let's put this in place. Yep, and yep. What I'm doing is centering it in the middle of my little label on the bottom so that just looks like part of the ruffle. And then when I pull my ribbon, ta-da, our little peekaboo comes out. So now we know about where we want our knot on the right side. So let's make this part of our step 6, which is the important part we just did with the dimensionals. On the top and bottom only. The label's tucked underneath. We can add some bling if we want. Which ones did I grab? Oh, I know I did. There it is. I thought these were so cute. And then I had an idea too. See what you think. I thought these were so cute, especially this one. It's got that rainbow effect, so I just felt like it looked like it really matched this card well. I'm gonna put it up here somewhere. Oh, you guys, are you laughing? I never know where to put my little embellishments. And then, do you think it'd be cute or overkill to put a bow there, just a twine bow, baker's twine, to make it look like a little bouquet? I didn't know if it'd be too much or add. I think I will add it. I think it'll be cute. But let me tie my knot first. I do want to do that. And then we're done, and you've got the cutest interactive card in the history of the world that's very simple. I don't always make interactive cards myself because they sometimes are interactive, very, very involved. Where this one I was so tickled to find because it's not involved. It's just the dearest, sweetest little pull tabs in the history of the world. Let's make a cute little banner. Fold your ribbon so the fold side is up. Come from the bottom towards the top and cut at an angle. And it just makes the perfect little banner for you. And let's do the other side. Fold your ribbon. The ends on the bottom will meet, but the fold has to be on the top side. Come from the bottom up, cutting at an angle. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, tell me, are you gonna make one of these? What do you think? Will you make one? Will you tell me in the comment section if you love this and if you're gonna make one? I have to know if you're gonna make one. I'm gonna make more, but I have to know if you really like this and you'll make one. All right, remember, this month, the month of March of 2022, the Quiet Meadow bundle is 20%, and the Stampin' Mini Cut and Emboss machine is also 20%. It's never been on sale before, and it's while supplies last, and I don't see it going on sale again. I'll put the ordering links below. And if you need a smaller version of the cut and emboss type machines, maybe to take to crops, to take to retreats, to it's just a little more portable, or if you don't have a machine yet, it's a good price point for starting. All right, I hope you had a good time. Come craft with me again on Tuesday for Tuesday Tips. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye now.